What happens after? It's on to the next one, the next layer and/or next level of awakening. On and on and on. It may feel anticlimactic because once you are settled into this awakening, the next one starts to bubble up, and that can mean, especially in the beginning, that you are confronted directly with your button pushers so that you know clearly what attachment or emotion you need to work on next. It may also be anticlimactic because we tend to want to hang onto the feeling of it and become attached to that. You can also take a break and not do any more awakening for a while, or even for the rest of this lifetime or the next 14. That totally depends on your choice. Do you want to keep doing these lifetimes? Have you had enough? Are you ready for union with Divine Source? Do you feel the longing to be profoundly cared for and unconditionally loved? Once you are well on your way and beginning to enjoy the awakening process completely, all parts of it including the stuff, then the things that come up become so much more pleasant, gentle and subtle. There is also a cumulative effect to all the awakening that keeps you more often than not in a joyful state, less reactive and less judgmental. The awakenings also get sweeter and deeper and more profound. We realize there are always more to be experienced and become less and less attached to them. It's probably different for everyone. The nature of each awakening is different for sure. Might be big, medium, small, whatever. I'm Zen, and a lot of emphasis is placed on the big one, but I don't buy into that. There's no proof at all. I've had several that happened before I discovered Zen. We're talking a long time ago here, and there were some amazing things that appeared to happen. Reality and memory being what it is, today I'm not sure if they were big or small, but they were meaningful. Not in an earth-shattering way, but somewhat important. When I asked a Tibetan Lama named Ken MacLeod about these, he said something cryptic, which is not unusual for Tibetans. He mentioned that while they were interesting, he wouldn't get too attached to them. The cryptic part was when he said, "Still, it's encouraging." What does that mean? He probably didn't know what it meant. In any case, they weren't his experiences, they were mine. I have since learned that we don't have to go to anyone else to have our experiences verified. It's our life, and we need to own it. The awakening I am at now, and I never, ever use that word except someplace like here, is a destination one never really gets to, you just stay on the path. Now it's more of a gradual awakening with, being aware of that awakening. If we're aware of it. It comes from meditation. At some point we become much less reactive, and emotion is replaced with passion. We develop a clear mind that is not hindered by attachment to emotional issues, especially the ones out of our control. While I still rely a great deal on my analytical mind, truth comes from our gut. If it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Often sleeping on a problem helps. When we first wake up, our conscious mind is still kinda asleep, and we clearly see what needs to be done. It's important to understand that we should live an ethical life too, to the best of our ability. Not one that's preachy, we just go about our business in a different manner. In the moment is where happiness dwells, and much suffering comes from not letting go, staying stuck in our heads.